There's a pizza over there. It's time to go to Ratchet Room.
Why are you running, Rob?
Back off! Where is it, darling? It doesn't even make sense.
Why is that suspicious room? Yes, sir. So how do you get the stealing something out of citizens? I need disappointed for a secret moment.
It's the secret behind the other storage.
Okay then, I'll put this secret door in the other storage. Let's do this. Oh my gosh. This is the gangsters of her future.
Welcome to Reno in the Nevada. Today, we're our new feature over the students about for the Reno Hill High School. But it's just for the school important into the building, each are teachers and the other participates alone of the learning for teaching in the students. This is my visit for the new school year.
Hi, I am Miss Kinsley. I'm glad for the first day of school on the waiting to the 7th of November. I am actually for decide on the school years.
I had to excited place for the future in the school cause of the students upcoming the education.
Journey for the National Reno Hill High School is a most great education for the resumption in the school year. Before the school rules. Please, if you follow the school rule, that's mean don't bullying, don't sneaking on the 12 a.m. and 3 a.m., and don't running with undressed on school. Wanted for the excited forget on the first day of school of November 7th on Monday. Those are 7 teachers subject for science, art, math, language art, and other subject with follow for the students receive. So what are you waiting for? Welcome for the National Reno High School for the student with education. Calling for parents and guardians at the purposeful for the student. The school is in 5.
National Reno High School is the official start for November 7th in first day of school in 2022.
Ugh, Dad, I don't want a first day of school. Because I can believe to rest for the last summer.
Jinx Lunis, how many times you yell at the home?
But Dad, you take me for serious who guess for the destruction for terribly of digger.
You fail on the final exam the time would be didn't for excused. Did you also remember for the talking after school in the last 3 months?
Ugh heck, this is why I did about for first day of school in June.
No, it's November, right? Alright, Sarah, I'm just until for go, okay?
Sure, Dad.
And just behave for the school.
Okay, bye Dad.
This isn't fair as for just forget being destructive to child.
Listen sir, I want to listen about your daughter for behavior in the last June. I heard some staff for the Reno High School has said that she was annoyed students who failed in their boring school for fun. Even though the bad students has been lower grades in the year 2021 to 2022 school year.
So, she has failed at lots of assignments and tests, she didn't pay for attention to class and she not behaving at the last June is kind of failure studies at home. Not mention of a fights how the students became the bullied is even worse for the abuse of some teenagers.
But what happens next? I didn't know for she could behave as a daughter since for last moment.
We will let you for follow the first day of school year in 2022, but because we need for the social homework and studies without idea. I cannot decide thing and unless she is became for 9th grade at this again this grade didn't passed.
Daddy! This isn't funny Dad. I don't want to school. I want take a rest for that.
Jinx, do you see for annoy brat should drive into the school. I'm always should tired drive my car. Now keep quiet.
Come on Dad. I don't care about repeating my grade. Seriously.
We are almost there and you better shut up right now. Now get the
Dad,
heck out
stop.
my car. And stay in behave until for consequences.
Oh man, my dad is upset before go to school. But, I am had enough with first day of school, I don't think my friends will get away from it. Well, it's look like a white building for exist.
Hey Jinx. I'm Ryan, and this is my friends for the first day of school.
Sì, dobbiamo decidere per la prima scuola a novembre, chissà da qualche mese fa.
Friends, we always be here forever as the Danger Team crew members. This is very excited for the schedule on for last summer.
We are lucky that we will be best classmate, right Jinx?
Really, that is kind of for the classmate we are.
Of course I am, but I guess for doing my stuff on the last studies few months ago.
Not even for mention for without you two. Although for the reason why is devastated of truth alone is not.
She right, it's just about the new classmate has when the gangsters.
Nothing I swear anything forget. Comunque avevo dimenticato o nuovi amici del mondo. Thanks guys, I will understand, so let's go to the inside the school.
Welcome to the Reno Hill High School. What do you think about first day of school in November?
The school academy is really interesting. I'm with the future contemporary guest.
I think I am lucky enough to be accepted here.
I agree.
Students, do you have any attendance receipts and other file? Yes, we have one and Shukr for one. We hope you will know it. Okay, let's see how's 2 file doing. Okay. How could be familiar to you or some other people is does never be misbehavior, just forget delinquents. Fortunately, I don't think you should behave like other students as well.
Alright, I wanna ask to remember to few months ago.
Really? You might be asked for first day of school.
So do you allow for find on a freshman exist?
Obviously, freshman students area for the proceed and assigned to the 2nd floor at this building. You should follow the rules and you may be asked the security guards in the lots of problem and lost thing.
Thanks guard, we hope for see of the focused of freshmen.
Okay, have a nice day at all. That's me no more troublemakers and I will send for the rules. I'm so excited about the first class.
Hey friends, I thought for first day of school year.
Hello there Jinx and friends. How is supposed to new school?
Well, it was great to be visit a freshman.
I guess for the announce in the first day school for November.
I think it's for the few months ago for the visit last school.
We hope waiting seeing that new classmates is too.
Anyway, we got so lucky at owning friends on the school year.
Sí, claro, creo que es realmente decidir si el anuncio también.
In realtà sono stufo di avere il nuovo compagno di classe dell'Accademia della Verità a Reno.
We have before the Troublemakers has definite interest.
No problem Millie, we're also after the class.
Attention for the students of Reno High School. Please perceive the area in the stage. I know, let's get to the right side announcement of high school.
Wait a minute. Their troublemakers has been sit beyond.
Those based to gangsters are serious to see this.
I think we will be totally mess up Misbehavior.
I thought it was a Jinx Lunis, but why did the Danger Team crew and here for just impossible?
Hey, who are you doing here? They're the atomic Rocketeers standing here besides.
What the heck is other heroes behind it?
I'm Pauline and my friends is going to stalk you losers.
What the heck are you talking about? Your girls are sits against us.
That's right. You gonna be disrespect for non-troublemakers is such be choice.
You gonna be kidding me, stupid dumb girl.
Well,
blah, blah,
something
blah,
is
blah,
yellow
blah,
over the
blah,
stage.
blah, blah, blah,
I
blah,
disagree
blah,
without
blah.
it.
Nobody cares for the jealous partner of justice hell.
Hey everyone, I'm late.
So hi, you idiot. I am the triplet members, the Danger Team crew for the Reno Hill High School.
Who are you?
I am Gigi, and this is my Fifi and Cece for the triplet sister I have.
Beh, conosci la sorella gemella? I think is the 3 colors does wear her pink, sky blue, and
Wanna
purple.
a forfeit. Those are brats get for the seat. Are
Too
you
bad.
gonna be
now
seriously?
Shut your mouth, and I don't give you.
I don't care too. Don't call me care for total regret to plastic gothic idiot.
Boys and girls, then sit down and sip your mouth.
Who the hell are you doing there and why you start yelling over my nieces and the other boys and girls as well?
We are so upset about the sits and spoiled plastic and crap about their ears then.
Not just that spoiled brat for hell to nasty crap. The Danger Team crew stupid managed to stalk the seats as well. It's
Those
a Jinx who
atomic
deserved to see
Rocketeers
its
did
doing.
this shadow
Shut
to
it,
leave
Jinx,
out
and
of space
quiet.
for good.
Can you shut up you all?
I'm very sorry that we interrupt these girls who started an argument. Welcome to the first day of National Reno High School Academy, where the school is teaching to this first program. Each are scheduled teachers and principals for mention in the educational institution.
Yet wherein in the time of the year school starting a new generation after COVID-19 pandemic and those who now fail miserably, if you also make the teaching and studying for lesson the first education the next level. As for your troublemakers and bad students, you can't repeat the grades, so that's why you're getting the destruction to study and failed enough and should be repeating over again. Because the
Man, I had
principals of
unhappy
the
what
first
did
day
the
of
teacher
school into
said.
unique
This first
teachers
day
and
of
other
school is
jobs
such
such
well
are
too boring for
expected in this
us.
courthouse.
Each is study a
Miss
lot.
Juris
Quiet your
and
faceless
Miss
guy.
Gallagher and
You
make
better
sure
be
better
quiet
than
again
new
and
normal
get me
has
disturbed.
Can you
in the
sit
Reno
down and I'll
community
beat you
to the
some well for
education
Jinx
room.
7 and
As
Shoku
the
got me
mentioned of
crazy.
the professional
Hey,
job of the
that's
Reno
why
High
to
School
act
would be
Ken
social
boy.
grades
Yeah,
level becomes
he
a
does a
journey in the
crazier
progress
insult the hell up.
institution.
Questo è un bel pasticcio di parole ma non c'è affatto una ragione stupida. È una mocciosa viziata e strana. I don't think of those girls try to brutal such illogical. So dove è successo?
New normal and face-to-face classes in the receiver of National Reno High School in assembly. Please introduce to the stage the assistant and two announcers, Theodora Yilimi and Preston Maximum.
Thank you for the principal's to announcement and National Reno High School is here.
But anyway, I would like to say about the first day of school in November 2022.
That is with my distance instead. My parents search for her.
Well, she did too boring in the announcers. I think she'd be better than miserable doing is such kind of grinder the other principal.
But principal is just to be honest of actual right. I won't be show to disappoint of among the teachers and principals is gone way so far.
Anch'io non ero d'accordo.
The most students who are curious about the subjects in your graded section, you may see in your schedule cards for the information.
What a short meeting in stage. At least other principals is was a middle of the circumstances outside the stage.
At least we know what they're saying. We can everyone who will go to different rooms or section.
Too bad about me, Ryan, 7, Kyuvi, and the friends in the different rooms now. This is so unfair.
I had to section to information.
I'm also to another section on unlucky. I cannot should be first section with friend once again.
The problem also the same I never had. That is was schedule said.
Don't worry, every members I will take care to without repulsive in the section.
I'll take care for the section for good.
Yeah, we know 2 miles.
Me too.
Alright. I guess should find the subject and the first think first.
Me either.
So what is the first subject?
English literature. Oh dear, why Ryan has cheated.
Now this is why I think the Spanish too.
You such big spoiled brat, huh?
Well, purple girl. What is your problem should do?
Because I'm Jinx Lunis and you better than you.
It's that a purple girl?
I think it's gonna be worse
I
person.
course too didn't hurt for treat me.
I don't care your act like spoiled brat.
I disagree too.
You son of the...
Hey Jinx and Ryan, more new students from the first day of school. Well, nice to meet you.
And who are you?
It's nice to meet you for the first time. I'm Bart Crawford.
Wait, why are they of half wolf and dog in the students? It's that true, Shoku?
We the Ryan, the half wolf and dog is such a thing for the human doing.
And who is other new student we are?
I'm Sierra Beachman, and I'm the biggest queen bee. Sometimes I'm a troublemaker.
And Wolf, my name is Berry Dog Paws Tur. My friends is a lot of produced student from the first day school year.
I thought say for new friends, but it's such a troublemakers is did sometimes to repository.
Anyway, let's forget seats and teacher is come here. Thank for being an ideal friend, Berry Dog.
Yeah, was it.
So, are you a problem maker like us?
I don't know. I just to having stalked their aggressive furry person, who became part of the Atomic Rocketeers. She is collage half tiger, her name Golva Tigress, and she is so angry my treated the attitude.
Unlike furries, I don't have a terrible anthropomorphic half animals any kind of title, I just half animals they're gone way so far.
However, I still rival the aggressive half person and I guess find of own talent next time. Woof yeah.
It's good that we just be newly friends.
At least this section that's a plenty few you know, but it was vacant seat while happened behind us.
Good morning students of first day school year. I'm Mr. Franklin, or don't call me Franklin, your problem properly. I will first subject to English grammar, include the teachers and freshmen and other grades are just angry like me. I know it was you, someone the gangster and other students who causing trouble in the school and you must behave in the first class. And who saw the another was vacant? I will a penalty if someone is late for the first day of school attendance. Jinx Lunis.
Here.
Ryan Hendrick.
Here.
Frederica Vincenzo.
Qui.
Shoku Khan.
Here.
Seven Olsen.
Here.
Bart Creeford.
Here.
Sierra Beachman.
Here.
Miles Winston.
Here.
Kyuvi Ayanashi.
Here.
Gordy Jasper.
Here.
Lollipopsic.
Here.
Berry Dog Paws Tur.
Here, Wolf.
Maurice Walton.
Here.
Boynor Loops.
Here.
Alana Colonel.
Here.
And Shelby Melbourne. I repeat, Shelby Melbourne. Student, did you know Shelby Melbourne? I say, did you know Melbourne? Hey, I can't stop giggle me. Come back here and who steal my file? Could you stop laughing or else you're gonna first strike?
Tá brón a ghuine úsal, tá déanach mar níor aimsí mé siamh faoin rud suitsa.
Shelby, speak the English. And why are you so late before the class?
I was waste time after the sleep at night, but my parents does upset no reason and started
She
to
is
hurt
new
his first
student
day
does her
school
late
year.
of the class.
Forse è una ragazza mascella nel piantagrane deve essere vero.
Those were allowed the class doing him.
I guess new student is unique as well.
All done now.
Listen, for young lady, you should not these stupid chipmunks before the school. This is a huge warning for bringing those chipmunks to my class. Now sit the vacant seat beside.
Mi scusi? Perché sei preoccupato?
Because I was my trouble of my family does came the States. My family and enroll here to study. Even my parents are disturbed me in the oldest jobs there. My parents always yelling at me and when come to school.
Abbastanza sì, sono stato infastidito dalla mia stupida mamma per stupidi motivi. E sono stato cacciato dall'altro posto e mi sto dicendo che sono un piantagrane.
I can't understand about troublemakers and my parents doesn't want me to troublemaker and they despise people like that.
Capisco come ti senti in questo primo anno scolastico. Sono preoccupato per I miei studi e anche per I miei amici, è una bella amicizia.
Okay, just to be moment to treat the teacher would be kick his.
They're two spoiled students in the white lady. What are you talking about? Quit the talking.
Sorry folk, I was talking on my seat about random thing I swear be can't.
Wow, those teacher are stricter than the other. I hope this teacher gon be disrespectful the lesson kind of subject.
Since after this time should tired of mathematics such a example to harder, I don't care the teachers would be seriously be upset just during teach at class.
I agree, Ryan, school always make a board. I wonder our friends and members are doing outside. This might be.
Hey guy, do you wanna sit?
Wait, who are you?
Because we're the friends.
Wow, he is a new friends, Jinx.
Can I join the friends, please?
Exactly, if you can should be ask of Ryan.
Beside to Twinkie who ask his a friend?
We either Jinx and Ryan. I guess Madeleine beat me for their sake.
Alright, I can't wait to see what they deserve, the rival of heroes.
That's great. I know who got idea ask my friends we're going join at the new gang.
But he is leader, his named Garth Riegel. He is super teenage boy does rival for you. Such a contribute the members is too much like exacted what?
Yet, we should get ready for first prank by those stupid bullies at lot.
Good one, Jinx. Let's finish our lunch food and we go ahead to the courtyard and meet some friends and members.
Good idea.
And our friends to join introduce to us their new classmates who are troublemakers and they would like to join the other gang.
Hey guys.
Hi Jinx.
Wow, those are newbies classmate their seat after lunch.
I am Leah and this is my twin brother Leon.
We are Neon Twins Troublemaker.
My name is Shelby Melbourne, and I'm Circus Jester Troublemaker. And who the one of classmate who is part of you?
And when did you seat just on the food after lunch?
We neither, because my friends has seat in the courtyard and joins to eat after lunch.
We are the name of the gang, Jinx. What is decide your plan?
I don't know what should did of the member at the gang.
Hey Jinx, I thought the new plan of gang.
Wait, Alana, let me see. Wait, what? Wow, how did you make this?
I know, I was the dropper to paint the name on the brand.
How is it possible?
I know, I guess I made this brand on this sign. I was the last night and I'll make this name of gang while put of paint of purple, and that's his perfect brand. My parents has talked a lesson and before go to school. And I put this drawing sign in the first day of school.
That's as was made for you. This is a brand the gang name in the sign.
I know what gonna seeing these friends.
Not so fast, stupid anchor. Stop eating food, everyone. You are too fat and stop eating this food.
And Twinkies ate a lot of lunch food.
That's me kind of bad accident.
Anyways, somebody of other members has busy at the troublemaker on the school as well.
Yes, we are.
Also, I thought idea to named in the sign.
What is it?
We are the Maid of Alana has brand of the Danger Teen crew.
Wow, that's really amazing.
I agree, Jinx and Ryan.
Sounds interesting.
But wait, I got idea. We're the first mission for new crews along for you and me or Ryan. First one going in to climb over the tree and find some danger insects and drop on the tree.
This is absolutely interesting.
Wow, this is great to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
I'll picking up these danger insects.
I hope the friends is gonna be cool.
And make sure that there are no noise kept. Your best on hiding on the tree and go quickly escape without the court. That was the prank to first.
Expect the Ryan, we hope kept on mine.
Got it, guys and girls?
Yeah.
Get ready as well, watch those the atomic Rocketeers gone crazy.
Yeah, we're ready to hiding under the tree.
There we is. I think is those students are during the lunch.
It's there some students is coming to area.
I can't believe this. Why gonna shoot something to prank?
Guys, why are looking here 7?
I didn't find any kind of dumbest persons here, but I found something serious.
And why the femboy doing him?
Stay away for girlish bastard, and if you dare like a virgin.
Wow, it can't be. Those are male troublemakers does work. I saw someone is bullying this effeminate guy.
Really? That's what you saw?
That isn't right. We need to focus on those stupid superheroes.
Sorry folks, I cannot find the members of Terribly students.
I didn't know what does mysterious guy look like kindness guy.
Guys, where we'll get those worms in this tree and branches?
There they are. I found some worms in the hidden bunches.
7. That's not a worms, it's caterpillars.
Okay folks, let's get them. There, these caterpillars is about important to plant to play with, and let's drop those caterpillars out of good guy his friends come here.
That's a great idea to prank someone else.
And so do I.
I can't believe this will be idea. Anyways, for without further ado, let's do this.
Wow, it look this noodle is great to eat under the sunlight.
I also bought my Jaeger schnitzel every day in the school has made by German recipes because it's literally cheap than in the restaurant.
I agree about homemade pasta and meatball with my father cooked it.
Yummy! Questo gelato è molto buono, quei sapori così colorati.
I agree the cost is so expensive to buy.
Wait, that's not.
Shut the hell up, bro. Be quiet. That's his good guy and his friends. They're eating those lunches. Everyone, get some of these caterpillars and throwing it.
So what is Kyla and the Clover?
She said, who those 4 troublemakers called Kyla in the cover who are badly support the criminal and the villains close up like our friends. It's kind of
It's something dropped on our foods?
I don't know, some little leaves falling on the sky.
Well, let's eat instead.
Hey God, what try doing?
What is this? A worm?
Hey, that is shoot the worms. What's going on? Ouch, my stomach. I have accidentally crewed the worm. Someone call me ambulance.
Oh my goodness, our friend's panicky.
Non lo so Amanda, quegli amici si stanno lui.
What the? Yes, we did it.
Mission accomplished. We need to see about recording themselves.
Who does deserve it? They eating some caterpillars or die.
It was awesome to prank.
What in the world those stupid boys and girls obsessive in courtyard?
I hope those shameless gangsters.
Shut up.
Aiutami, aiutami. Che mia sorella fa I capricci.
Finally, they are gone. Can you go down now?
No, we
Hey, stop, go down, stop.
Guys.
Stop, go down the tree right now. I'm not picking out the tree.
I said shut up.
Ludovica, are you okay?
Sì, l'ho fatto.
You. I'm very sorry for that, Mr. Lunis, Mrs. Khan, Mr. or Mrs. Loops, Mrs. Polster, Mr. Lowe's, and Mrs. Melbourne. We've heard those somebody is in big trouble about insect of the food, and we call out of your students, especially their friends.
I expected a principles about your brother named Jaku Kevin and other student named Garth Riegel who suffered due to the strange insect caterpillars who were dropped on their foods accidentally eating as well.
Who having nausea the food inside the insect is poisoned.
And luckily, they are well and fine now, as the your students having mild injuries from the bad fall, and who won't believe that they might be the ones who prank those students in the courtyard.
Oh Modena, Shelby, did you really something was even bad rather for playing 3 squirrels? How about you, my son? Why did you meet spoiled girl and the friends in the courtyard, and why did you do this for expected Miss Kingsley?
I am very sorry, Mom. I just playing my friends in the join to the danger team crew for having fun as we started to prank those students in the courtyard with expected 7, especially since we kept misbehaving the class.
I'm very sorry for our done this for.
I always do the things would be just fine, because you only care about things and doing gangster activities.
What? Forgiveness. You never change for first day of school as it today. You know prank are very dangerous for people to get in trouble. Just like that, you change your behavior, but you screw in my terrible promise.
You're in big trouble right now.
I'm not happy about first day of school. If you got misbehave at first, it's good to say goodbye your dumb best friends and transfer in sped school. You look like now disability troublemaker.
I'm very sorry, Mother and Father. We just wanted to take the first prank out of stupid heroes who tried to get us in trouble. I became my friend who owned the crew at this share for invited my crew. And that's why I doing this, not taking us to the next level.
Really, just really. This doesn't matter how to complain to repeated grades. This is how you do when working day in school for first prank instead without studying.
Well, look what you've done to you traumatized and other students.
Even though you're still bad students, I get infuriated for what
We're done to my precious daughter who started to have illegal activities in this school. Just you're problematic.
You should be ashamed of what you have done to my daughter.
You're going to pay for this.
I'm very sorry, Buffy Mom. I just want to say that she wanted to have a new friend and she is also being late before class.
I hold the joined her group for having fun.
You son of the dog, don't you ever talk like a half-furry person, and you're always teaching the lesson.
Shut the hell up and please zip it in your mouth.
I said shut up, Mommy!
No. Let's go home right now or else you are in deep trouble.
I saw the gangster named the Danger Team Crew. You're such big trouble.
This is a first time if you can misbehaved at school. First you bullying those students before the class.
Dad, we are sorry for that. We'll try the prank at some...
You always said you're over Jinx. You are such a spoiled brat and other our girls. You better thank them for giving your badly daughter.
Even you ruined all those students. You did make a first prank.
I expected my husband.
Even for your parents such a big deal. In the countless times you kept pulling out those students in starting the first day of school.
It's not fair to say this.
We didn't have enough do.
We didn't have enough to prank school problem.
Because you are very, very, very bad students on the first day of new school, especially the entire school. You're the worst troublemakers, and you can't believe disrespecting all the teachers and principal or hurting all students is severe.
Even you don't realize you were proven too innocently, but I mean, no! You are doing these gangster and criminal activities in this school every day, and you're failing lots of exams and assessments that won't be passed.
And expected the owner of Miss Kingsley and Mr. Zayden. This is about an incident in the courtyard of she became furious. If you try prank someone who are incredible these pranks, you are suspended for 1 week in the first day of school year. I don't want to hear your necessary words, or that are useless.
Especially you Jinx. You always misbehaving on the first day of school.
Establish that you will never have your freedom activities and you are nothing for eating broccoli and spoiled potatoes for every meal.
I'm really sorry, Father, but I promise, and I'm not crazy myself.
Get out! Now!
Let's go, young spoiled brat.
This is one of the worst moments that I encountered in the first day of school year. I was actually worms, but I mean caterpillars that fall from the tree, and Chiku pukes the caterpillars out of food.
Especially the girls are afraid of the fallen caterpillars on the tree.
Thank God, that is a new Troublemakers who dropped the caterpillars of the food.
Yeah, I also experienced that. The school nurse is being understand about the incident, and they say that discard some food if there's some caterpillars on it, and they look disgusting to eat it.
Ho anche sperimentato che ero stato bully di quei piantagrane e persino qualcuno l'ha trattata chiamandola Boingaloops. Lei è diva brat troublemaker.
And my build by mean boys, but he kept laughing myself and he calling me a trap person. This is definitely the bad school for first day.
What's worse is all about the both of new mean girls and mean boys in school. Wanna then appear on the stage lying the nonsense. It was a Jinx Lunis, her troublemakers are badly nonsense.
I agree. I'll until the next day is better than first day of school with troublemakers will suspended the school.
Forget it.
Oh my goodness, my daughter, are you okay?
Yes, Mother, I was the lunch break about troublemakers dropped the caterpillars on the food. It was a terrible incident.
Don't worry, the nurses are fine. If you ask to talk for some reason after school lunch, maybe ask your principal would be troublemakers being suspended.
Okay, Mom.
Hey guys, I bought the brand new green huge truck.
Wow, that's really huge.
I know it's Susakamu owner.
Well guys, let's go.
I'm so glad forgot the great Trana.
Sure.